Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'll be unboxing and taking a look at and reviewing this mini compact circular saw made from Guild, which I recently purchased from Argos. Right, so here it is, the Guild 500 watt mini saw with two blades. So it comes with two blades, I think one for wood and one for plastics. And the features that it has a quick depth adjustment, so you can easily adjust the depth of what you want to cut, a safety lock, quick changing of blades, and it's got a dust extraction feature as well. So the reason I bought this from Argos here in the UK, and the reason I bought it was that I had a conventional circular saw and I didn't use it that often, and I found it a bit cumbersome at times when just cutting thin sheet materials and things like that, nothing heavy duty. So I thought, why not get one of these mini ones? It'll be much easier to manipulate and use, especially for a DIYer like myself. So now let's take a look inside the box. Okay, so you get the saw itself. I'll just show you the saw. Here is the saw, so you can see it's quite small, much smaller than your usual standard circular saw. Here is a sort of quick release lever to adjust the level of cut. Got it set quite deep here. When you use it, you can push down and it will reveal the blade there. So as you lift, the blade kind of disappears here, and that's good for safety. You can adjust it with this little lever. So if you want to make a really shallow cut, you just put it here and the guard will stop. Here is the on and off switch underneath, and at the top the other switch is to allow the guard to slide and release the blade. So that is the saw itself. There's a little pipe for dust extraction that you can add onto the machine if you have dust extraction. There's also an Allen key. I'm assuming that is to help with changing the blade. Then there's a guide here, so you can guide along cuts to make consistent cuts and adjust this accordingly. And also there's an instruction manual, and here is the other blade. One is already fitted, so this one is for wood and soft metal. There's your spare. Here is the guide. So to attach that, you can simply just slide it through here. And then there's a nut here. You can adjust it with an Allen key on a kind of spring. And when you tighten that, it will lock the guide. So you can adjust this, bring it out. And then you can make consistent cuts along a piece of wood with that. So I started off with some 15mm thick chipboard. This was for a recent project that I did, and I thought it would be ideal to give this a good test. It's quite thick. So this is a long piece of chipboard, around 140 centimeters or so, and I'm using a straight edge as a guide here, and then pushing the machine along. Then I used some 18mm ply on another project, and this really put it to the ultimate test. This is quite thick. This is probably about as thick as you ever want to go using this machine. So here I'm using the guide provided, and it locks into place with an Allen key nut. It struggled a little bit cutting this, but it did get the job done. and it left a fairly good cut, and the accuracy wasn't too bad at all. So I found that using the guard on the one side, you can't get the full 12 centimeter capacity because it slips through. So if you flip it over where it's further away from the blade, you can then get the full 12 centimeter capacity, as you can see here. So that is about it for the review video. I've given this a pretty good test now, put it through its paces. First impressions are it's pretty good. If you want something to cut down sheet materials and make quick and easy cuts doing DIY projects, I think it's ideal for that. Saying that, when it comes to accuracy, I wouldn't say that this machine is super accurate, especially when you're cutting long pieces of wood. Just bear that in mind. It's accurate enough for the average DIYer, but if you're building sort of high-end furniture, it's probably not the one for you. But then again, it's not marketed for that sort of purpose anyway. One personal thing that I'll say about this that I think is that the handle should be a little bit slimmer. I don't have small hands, but you can see when you're holding this, it's quite chunky to hold, especially with one hand. So I have seen ones on the market actually with slimmer handles now. So that is a point to note if you do have small hands. And the guard, if you want to get the maximum sort of 12 centimeter capacity out of it, you have to flip it over onto the other side where it is further away from the blade, but that's not really a problem. So all in all, I think this is a great machine for the average DIYer cutting large sheet materials. If you don't want to cut big things on your table saw, or if you don't have a track saw, this will do the job instead. Obviously not as good, but it will get the job done. So if you did find this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.